She goes, my mom is Wonder Woman. And then the parent would look at me strangely, not recognizing me, and I would go, you know, every mother is a Wonder Woman.
What is up, ladies, and welcome to Moms Can Wine Too. Today, our wine of the day is Sirocco. This is a Moscato d'Asti, a sparkling wine. We've had this before on a previous episode, but as y'all know, this is my favorite wine, so I wanted to revisit it again today. This is a dessert wine, and don't judge me by the glass that we're drinking out of today, because that is not the correct glass that you're supposed to drink a sparkling wine out of, but I just wanted to use my Mom's Can Wine 2 glass, so judge me if you want. Okay, amen. We listen and we don't judge, actually. But hi, ladies, welcome back. I know. Where have I been? I have been fighting through life this semester specifically, but we are officially over, which is yay, round of applause, baby, make that a clap. But yes, I've been focusing on school, so it was kind of hard trying to go through finals, have 5 lab reports due in 3 weeks. Like, it was a lot going on. And then I also did go home for Thanksgiving. Y'all know I use that as an excuse every time I go to New Orleans and I don't know how to act, so I just didn't have time to film for y'all, and I'm like, oh nah, I gotta get back on my game. So that's where I've been. But like I said, the semester is over and we're gonna celebrate. We are back in Houston, but we're gonna go back to New Orleans literally in a couple of days because I want to go home. Even though I love it out here being in my own space, but also the fun, like, it's only, you only live once, so I want to go back, be with my friends, and have fun, and also business moves out there as well. So we're gonna see. I'm gonna keep y'all updated how that goes. Oh, as far as updates, guys, so I think for the new year we're gonna change around how often I post. So I try to do an episode once a week, but like that is very overwhelming, with my schedule having to do with my and school and business stuff I have going on. So I think I'm gonna switch over to doing bi-weekly every 2 weeks. It's pretty much what y'all used to anyway, because I've been skipping around, like skipping weeks anyway. So but to ensure that I'm like staying consistent, I'm gonna move to bi-weekly episodes instead of weekly episodes. So if y'all have any suggestions as what I should do during those off weeks in between episodes, let me know. I'm open to anything and everything. And yes, that is really what's been going on. My pie update, I haven't updated y'all. We are approaching our terrible twos, and y'all, it's war every single day. Every time I wake up in combat mode, because mine is insane. Like, they don't play. When they say that when they turn 2 years old, I was in denial about it. I'm like, no, my baby, she was calm when she was a newborn. She really cried. She was she was cool. She could vibe by herself. Even when she was like getting in the age of like approaching to 1, like moving around, crawling and walking, she wasn't crazy. She wasn't like tantrums or just, acting crazy. But it's like all of a sudden the switch flipped immediately. And it's just like every day I be in a corner in a ball, like about to cry. It's like, oh my gosh, I need help. I'm calling my mama for help. I'm the mother here and I'm calling my mama. Like, mine is a terror, y'all. And I just want to say, if y'all have a toddler, y'all can most definitely relate. It gets insane. And that is something I was very in denial about. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was like, nah, I'm gonna leave that to y'all. Y'all got that. My baby's gonna be straight, but no, she's getting me straight, man. So we're gonna see. It's actually, I don't know, y'all. I'm laughing because I'm trying to not cry thinking about it, because mine is crazy, y'all. She's learning, but she's also learning so well, which is like, it's so crazy to me to see that in front of my eyes, because now she knows a lot of things. She's formulating sentences. She knows a lot of, like, she can point out stuff like tree da 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 da. But one of the biggest things that we have learned that I thought I could never experience with my children is the word no. Y'all know how Planet of the Apes, when Caesar learned the word no, that's how mine sound all day. No, girl, what are you saying no for? Like, you need to sit down and eat. No, you don't tell me no. Like, we were going back and forth. Like, it's I wish I could see it like a reality TV show. It's crazy. But like I said, if you have a toddler, you know that it gets insane. Like, it gets crazy with them. But For sure. It's really fun seeing her learn and grow and develop into a little tiny human. So we're going to see how it goes. She's doing well in school. Like I said, she's learning and everything is cool. So if you do follow me on my regular page, actually not, because I don't post her as much. I try not to because people are weird. But if you do see her, you know, she literally looks just like me. Like, but we got hair, crazy hair. She don't let me do the hair. I don't know what I'm going to do. But yes, that's my twin. So hopefully one day I could bring her on the episode. She could talk to y'all. Eventually, maybe. I don't know. Like I said, we're working on the formulating sentences, okay? So yes, that's literally it, y'all. I know I really missed y'all. I miss being here in front of my camera, in front of my microphone. Like, I have to bring all my stuff to New Orleans because last time I'm like, I'm not bringing all this. I'm not going to say I'm vacationing, but I get nervous because I have a lot of stuff to bring and I don't want to lose anything like I did. That's why the episode is dropping so late today, because I had to buy all new wires because I literally left them at home in my bedroom. For what? Like, why would I bring the wires and not all the extra stuff? Like, anyways, so that's what I'm hesitant about. But we're going to be there probably for an entire month. Like, we're leaving next week. And then probably going to be there until the second week of January. So we're going to be going a while, but I have to give y'all content for sure. So we're going to see how those episodes in New Orleans turn out. But next week, for sure, we're going to have one out there. So make sure y'all tune in, because it's going to be one that I'm excited about. So yeah. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get into our wine of the day. And this topic came to me, of course, as usual, as I was scrolling on TikTok. And, you know, there's a trend, or everybody's For You page is so different, but there's a trend going around with moms, and they were saying how they're basically, what is it? Their light blew out. I mean, they lost their spark after having a child. And of course, me being nosy, like, I go through the comments and I'm seeing all the kind of stuff that people are saying. And it's just really odd to me, some of the responses that people do have in regards to mothers expressing themselves about motherhood, because it's just like, you don't, especially as people that don't have kids, why are you inputting on a situation that you can't relate to? You know, like, it is very just odd and weird to me. But before we get into this topic, I do want to address that every experience is different for each mother. Like, no, I wouldn't say that I lost my spark once I had a child. I actually kind of lit that motherfucker. She lit my candle, okay? So the experience is kind of different for me, but this is a platform for my moms, and I want to make sure everybody feels welcome to, you know, be able to feel how they feel without judgment. So that's why I wanted to talk about the topic today. And the whole point of today's episode is just to unpack the idea about losing your spark when you become a mother, and why that may happen. But I'm gonna try to wean away from the solutions, quote unquote, because sometimes not everything needs a response. It's just like, okay, we need to acknowledge that this is what's happening. And if you're around somebody that is going through something, like not knowing who they are, or having a hard time figuring themselves out, or missing their past life, just be there to encourage them and not ridicule them for going through it. Because like I said, if you're not a mom, you're not going to understand at all. Even though my experiences was different, like having a child didn't make me, you know, lose my spark. I can still understand how, because I am a mom. Like, all of the hardships are very different. Everybody handles the things that goes on as a mother very differently. So it's just like, you know, be cautious, be mindful, and be kind to a mother that's going through, that's trying to be vulnerable, you know, because social media is so harsh, and that's why it was just getting on my nerves reading the comments of the videos and everything. But like I said, today's episode is really not about solutions, okay? It's just about, I'm saying the main goal is not about solutions. It's just, I wanted to, you know, open up the door to have the conversation about it. But I may have some input as to how to, you know, fix those things towards the end, if you are willing to, you know, apply them to your situation. So first things first, I wanted to talk about is the support system. This, a lot of people don't realize that having support when you're having a child is very important, and it plays a very large role in how your motherly experience goes. And I think I had a whole episode about your support system. I think it's called like something about village. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, just coming up with the names on site, so I really don't know. But it's an episode. It's fairly like around June, July. I made one about having a village and having that support system be there for you when you're having a child. And typically what happens, because I wouldn't say this is from my point of view. When you have a child, like there's a lot of support when you're pregnant, but when the child comes, his real life is starting to happen, everybody starts to trickle away, and they pop in every once in a while, of course, but it's not the same support as when you're pregnant. Like everybody, oh my gosh, congratulations, da 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 da. What do you need? I'm here. I'm conversation. This advice, da 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 da. Everybody's spitting stuff at you, promises and all this, and so it's a whole different kind of feeling. It's like, okay, like, oh, I can't really do this until you have the baby, and it's like, oh, so where y'all at? Like, where are you at? Because I'm over here struggling, and all of these people that were here for the pregnancy are just going away. They faded away, and it's just like, what's going on? And that takes a toll on a mom, because it's like, now I have to figure out how to manage this new life alone, in a sense, because all of the support that I used to have is not here as much as they need to be. And I feel like people confuse that. It's like, it should be the opposite. Like, yeah, people are pregnant. Pregnancy is like a fragile time, but people need you the most after they have the kid, because there's so much going on. Like postpartum, you got postpartum rage, depression, anxiety, you have just overall health issues that come along with having a baby. Like all of that shit, I mean, sorry y'all cursing, all of that is very important to pay attention to. Is like, I need more support after the having a kid than before, and most people don't realize that. So typically when you have a child, everybody starts to trickle away, and now here I am sitting in a room with a baby that maybe you might be having a hard time bonding with, and it's like, I don't know what to do. And now you start to get into yourself and have internal conflicts. So like, what's wrong with me, da 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 da. And now here come all these internal battles, and it just doesn't turn out too well. So that's the first thing on my list, where I feel like a lot of people go, or what a lot of women encounter once they become a mom, is like not having that support, or people being there to encourage you or to be there to help you as much, so that way you can figure things out before they can get even crazier, So next thing I wanted to talk about was, this is really the main thing about why people lose their spark after having a child, is not having time for themselves. And I can relate to this for sure, but also it was like, it was in my mind when I was pregnant that I was going to endure that. That's something I kind of educated myself on, listening to moms on TikTok versus moms, in real life. The real life that I'm having conversations with, is just like, yeah, you're not going to have time for yourself when you have a child unless you make time for yourself. But most people don't know how to make time for themselves, which is why we encounter mothers that feel like they're losing their spot, because not everybody is able to manage or have time management well, or know how to multitask or juggle all the things of life of being a mom. Like, not everybody can do that. And there's nothing wrong with that, because not everybody is built like that. But also, this is kind of a common reason why women tend to lose their spark, because it's like, okay, I have to tend to the baby, I have to make sure they've eaten, they're fed, they're safe, like they're not getting sick, or you're trying to give them the most affection and love that they need, especially in the first stages of life, or especially if you have a sick baby, you have to tend to them even more. So it's like, there's even less time that you have to worry about yourself, because you're constantly worried about your child, all the anxieties that come with the child, all of the scares, and just all overall being anxious about having a new baby is very time consuming and overwhelming, like just in general. So it's just like, okay, all of that comes into play as to why you don't have time for yourself. And if you don't know ahead of time to, okay, this is what I need to do, this is what I need to say, this is what I need to have in line to make time for myself, then you're not gonna have time to think about it when you have a child, because all your attention is on the baby. So like I said, no solutions, but I want to give it to y'all as we go. If you are pregnant and you're listening right now, or somebody that's pregnant or still in the early stages of dealing with a child, try to help them come up with a game plan. Like, schedules are very, very important. Don't let the old people tell you that they're not, because every baby is different, but you need to build a schedule up to you and your baby, so that way you can make time for yourself, because losing your spark is just not what's going to be best for anybody in the long run. And I really encourage you to try to push yourself to figure out, how can I make time for myself, even with my baby or my babies with us. Okay. Figure out, okay, what time of day, or like I said, create a schedule. The scheduling was the best thing I could have did. Morning routine, because babies adapt very easily to a schedule. Like once they get into knowing, like as soon as I wake up, oh, it's time to eat. And then, because I'm trying to think of, go back to my newborn schedule. It was fairly easy. I'm saying that for myself because mine was literally a baby that chilled all day. Like I didn't have to just do much. I was able to, move around by myself with her. But if you have more of a needy baby, like figure out how to do things that you love with your baby. Like there's wraps and stuff. If you need one, hit me up. I got like 5 in the closet that's unopened. Like, come on, like we a community, girl. Let me know whatever you need. But if it's something that you're able to do with your child, even something so simple like yoga or dance, like minimal dancing, stretching, going on a walk, whatever you used to do before to have time to yourself, like that's calm, try to incorporate your child in that. But if it's something more so of like, you miss your party girl era, you miss being able to just move how you want to move, sometimes you have to accept that life is gone. Like you're not gonna get it back until your baby is able to tend to themselves by themselves, and that's gonna be a while from now. Like they're gonna probably be like I hate to say 17, 18 because the age varies. Because I had 5 siblings, and baby, I was probably like 5 when my mama. But I had older children older than me. But anyways, that's beside the point. I'm saying that you just have to know. Come to the realization that maybe that party girl era is over for me. Like maybe there are going to be times where I can go out to the club, or I can go to the parties. I can throw a party. I can do this. I can go on like a week-long trip. But it's just timing, when your child is ready to be alone or ready to be with somebody that you trust for a very long time, so that way you can be able to get to your always old fashions to feel like yourself again. But like I said, you have to come to that realization that maybe that life is over and you're entering a new life. But don't be so hard on yourself, because it's fine. Like it is okay to feel like, dang, like I miss my old self for real, because we're human. Like don't let anybody put you down for feeling how you feel. Like you're a human, and nobody really understands motherhood until you become a mother. It's like, okay, now all of this makes sense. Like, okay, I'm not judging, but be sure to have your ducks in a row in a line. Like, okay, this is what I need to do to ensure that I'm doing everything that I could possibly do for myself, so I'm not driving myself crazy. Okay, so but that's my last suggestion, guys, because I told y'all no solutions today. But back to what I was saying about not having time to yourself. It's just that babies do require a lot of energy that we have to put into them, and we can't put into ourselves anymore. And that's why a lot of women lose their spark after having a mother. Becoming a mother, because it's just no one can prepare you for that energy shift that happens. It's like, dang, I used to be able just to get up and go, and I have to get up and I gotta change the diaper, and I gotta make a bottle, I gotta put the clothes on somebody else that's struggling, that's giving me the hardest time to put on the left sock. I never knew it was this hard to put on the left sock, but now I know. So it's just like all this energy is going into the baby, and I'm tired, and I don't have time to put anything into myself at this point. And here I am sitting on the sofa, just depressed. I don't have time for things that I love. I don't have time for my hobbies, my escapes, just the people, my relationship, my friends. Like you just don't have the time for it. And that tends to happen when you become a mother, because the babies are everything. But sometimes you just need to switch your perspective a little bit and think about the other side. Like, what can I gain from being a mom? Like what is the positive side? Because another thing that I saw in the comments, or it was somebody like made a video about women that are doing the trend, where she was saying how like the trend is making motherhood such a negative thing, when I think that it's actually a brilliant thing to do, to let people really know the real. Like, this is real. Everybody's experience is so different. Like, no mom is going to have the same experience, but we can have similar experience. That's why we can relate to a lot of things. But how we actually feel about certain stuff is probably not. It's all on different levels. Literally, even if it's a millisecond, a milli-inch apart, millicentimeter apart, a nanometer apart. it's different, but it's still the same. So I wouldn't say it's a negative trend, but it gives you a realistic, like, this is what happens. This is a side of motherhood that can happen, and it's real. And it's not about making motherhood so negative, but this is real. Like, I lost myself. Maybe it's a cry for help. Like, as mothers, I feel like we shift the perspective a little too hard when it comes out to other mothers when they want to express how they feel about motherhood, because it's just like, girl, if you're a mother, why are you invalidating how they feel about their experience, or why you're not giving words of encouragement or trying to make it something that is really not. Like, I'm just here, like, open and expressing myself, because probably during the day I can't do that. I can't express myself to a child that doesn't even know what that means, like unless you don't want to express traumatic emotions onto a child, like, so it's just like, don't be that type of person to invalidate other mothers' feelings when it comes down to saying things like they're losing their spark as a mom. Like, it's not a negative thing at all, for real. Just be there and encourage and provide support, because it's always us against the world anyway, because everybody always has something to say, type shit, for real. But life can do a 180 after having a baby. So just weigh your options and don't let people's opinions and entitlements make you feel any type of way about it, because like I said, every person's experience is different, and you shouldn't even let somebody that's not in your ballroom have any input on how you're supposed to feel about motherhood. If you feel like you lost your spark after being a mom, then that's okay, and that's fine. At least you're able to acknowledge that something is not right with yourself. So be it. So figure it out. You can sit down and just come up with solutions for yourself, what's going to work for you. I can only say so much because, like I said, my experience was very different. I did a lot of pre-gaming before I had my baby. I wanted the experience to be very different from what I saw. But like I said, I'll never knock that people can go through that kind of stuff. Having a baby is overwhelming. It becomes insane and chaotic extremely fast. You don't have time for yourself. You can't make time for yourself because you constantly have to tend to your child. But that is okay, because down the line everything's going to pay off in the long run. You just have to be strong enough to keep pushing yourself through it. And I know a lot of us, we don't want to be strong enough. It's like, dang, I'm tired of being strong. I'm tired. I'm tired. But you still got to just keep it pushing. Okay. So with that being said, is there anything else I wanted to touch on? I mean, nah, that was it. That was really it. Y'all know my mind gets going crazy when I start talking about everything. But general, let me reel it back in real quick. Like I said, about losing your spark as a mom is very normal. And don't let anybody else tell you differently, because your life changes extremely, extremely fast when you have a child, and it changes extremely, extremely different. Everything is crazy. It gets crazy before it gets calm. And sometimes some of us are in the crazy stage longer than others, and that is okay. Just figure out what's going to help you in that moment, to woosah in that moment, so you can figure it out. Because if you get caught up in that storm of, oof, all right, I'm trying to find myself again, you're going to get lost even more, because you're not pinpointing, okay, what I need to handle first. Acknowledge that, yes, being a mom is crazy. It's overwhelming. It comes with so much shit, probably stuff that you can't even handle. That's fine. Okay, we're addressing that. So how am I going to incorporate putting myself first in this chaos? How am I going to make time for myself? A schedule. Do you have a schedule? You probably don't. Make a schedule. Do you have support? You probably don't. Find some support. If you need an outlet, do you have an outlet? Probably don't. Find you an outlet. Like, just sit there and ask yourself those questions, so that way you can figure out what to do to better your overall situation. Okay, ladies? So I love y'all, and with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and get to our question of the day. So if you're new here, welcome. This part of our show is a question of the day. And our question of the day comes out of our 3,000 questions about me book, because if you don't know yourself, how can you know anybody else? How can you love anybody else to the fullest if you do not love yourself? And that's the whole point of our 3,000 questions about me book, so you can learn things about yourself. I tried to choose questions at random. Lately, I've been cheating cheating and just choosing whatever I wanted to read, but I'm gonna try to be random today. After I read the question, I ask that you sit in it for 5 minutes and answer the question as authentically as you can, because this is for you. Like, you can answer it out loud, you can record yourself, audio yourself, or even have a conversation about it with somebody, or even yourself like I do. Okay, so today's question of the day is, oh my gosh. Okay, so it says, what do you think is the most beautiful word in the sorry, I can't read. Look, the semester ended yesterday. I'm over in my brain fried. But it says, what do you think is the most beautiful word in what language? Okay, I don't really know any languages for real. Y'all, when I took it in high school, I was in and out. I was just trying to pass the class and go. So I only know English here. But I would say the most beautiful word, y'all already know my answer, is love. Love is my favorite. Is a beautiful word, inside and out. And I say inside because of how it looks. Love, like, just think about LOVE. That's cute, but actually the meaning, I personally think that love doesn't have a real definition. Every person has a different definition of love. They have a different feeling of love. They have a different aspect of love, and that's why I think it's a beautiful word, because there is no real definition to it. You can try to create one, but it's all about experience and what do you think love is supposed to mean, So I would say that's my beautiful word. There's so many different aspects and angles that could go into what love is supposed to be. And it's so beautiful. Like, there's this man on TikTok, and he goes around, and it's like he does anonymous whatever, and sometimes he'll do something like, sometimes they're sad, sometimes they're like cute or whatever, but so I know for sure he does something about love. I can't remember the exact question that he usually asks them, but that is my favorite videos from him, because everybody's perspective of love is so different, but yet it's so beautiful. It's like, oh my gosh, y'all just made my heart warm. Like, it's beating for real. It's beating for real. So that is my word that I find very beautiful in love. So if you have your answer, then go ahead with that. So thank you, ladies, for tuning in. I know I am so sorry, but we're gonna be back on our A game next week's episode. I'm super excited. Ladies, don't forget, if y'all need any questions, if y'all need any answers to your questions, any advice, or if you have any suggestions for the show, any guests, if you want to be a guest on the show, you have any inquiries, just send it to my email at momsconwine2@gmail.com, or you can DM me on Instagram at momsconwine2 also. And yeah, that's all I have for you ladies today. I really missed y'all. I miss being behind this camera and behind my microphone. So y'all will be seeing me. Probably, I would think I'm going to film 2 episodes this week for y'all. Double trouble. What y'all think? Yes or no? We're going to see. But thank y'all for tuning in. If nobody has ever told you, I am super, super proud of you. You're doing an amazing job as a mommy, or a soon-to-be mommy. So keep it pushing, keep striving, keep thriving, okay? I love y'all. Can't wait to see y'all next episode. Bye. Okay. Yeah.